it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that team stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Graham shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Schottenstein Roofing. For top quality and a price match guarantee, visit SchottensteinRoofing.com.
All right, here we go on a nice little midweek episode. First time back for me since last Wednesday after a wonderful, unbelievable trip. I can't wait to tell you guys about it. A little bit later on we'll do that. I'm Timmy Hall. We got the Baker man back there, Ryan Baker, Mr. Menthol. And to my right, my friend and yours, DeVier Posey, everybody.
What's up, Tim? What's up, Columbus?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. You guys, I wish you can see this pearly white quarter zip that Tim has on. I am jelly.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't even golf in that.
I would have, if I had any money left over from the trip, I would have brought you back so many gifts. I got a ball mark somewhere for you. That's the best I can do.
You want me to give it today?
Yeah. No, yeah. You know what? I actually used the Central Ohio chapter NFL alumni ball mark at Pebble Beach. I meant to text. I actually took a photo that I plan on texting that to Dane so he can see that, where it's the beautiful ball mark on one of the greens at Pebble Beach with the Pacific blue in the background. I even took a vertical shot of it so we could get both in there. Yeah. But yes, I had to do some damage in the pro shop. So long story short, and again, I want to tell some more stories about the trip later in the 6 o'clock hour, but I played a couple of bucket list golf courses over the weekend in Spyglass Hill and Pebble Beach. Lifelong dream, right? So finally, mission accomplished, and you got to get a couple of things. You're already out there. Everything costs so much money. You don't know when you're going to be back. So they're going to get you. They got you. It's the way it works at the ballpark with prices for concessions. You're there. They know you want a snack. They know you want a beer. They're going to charge you $16 for a beer, and that's all there is to it. And they're going to say you're going to pay it. So I actually did well because, full disclosure, this quarter zip that I'm wearing, it's a nice little lightweight white with navy accents Adidas quarter zip.
Nice.
And this was $90. One of the cheaper ones that I found in there, but also one of the ones that I liked the most. And then I bought a crisp white with blue accent hat that has the giant PBGL, Pebble Beach Golf Links.
Nice.
I noticed that was a popular style. At Spyglass, they had hats that just said Spy in big block letters. That was cool too. So the hat was $50. And the quarter zip was $90.
But so you got to go. That was it.
You got to do it, right?
Got to spend it.
You got to do it, man. I heard you were out on the links today.
I got a little action in. And you know what?
You say you had an eagle today?
I did have an eagle on the par fees.
Big bird.
Yeah, and it was and it in my second shot. So you've seen Bagger
Where'd you
Vance,
play?
Right? I first off, I played at Turnberry.
Okay, great.
It's close to my house. And I want to tell the starter out there, thank you for listening to the show.
Oh,
and,
our guy.
And
remember his name?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I didn't ask his name.
Turnberry starter.
Turnberry starter. I want to say thank you for listening to the Buckeye Show. He said he loves you. He loves me.
What a beautiful guy.
And you know what I did? I went out there and shanked the
Shanked the tee shot. Yep.
The starter makes me nervous.
Good first impression. I get it. It's one of those things. It's a hurdle. It's a mental hurdle.
It's just like
hitting in front of people, hitting in front of the starter mainly.
He's looking at me. Yep, exactly. And he told me to listen to the show.
You want the starter to think you're a good golfer. It's a thing. Yeah, I know.
And then he told me to listen to the show. I was like, dang, he knows who I am.
I think he knows you from being a famous Ohio State football player. I think that's the thing.
Oh, man. It was a good day. We only played 9. But I'm still wrapping up like we talked about it.
I hear you.
Probably up until May 15th. After my first scramble, then I'll be full in season.
All right, so we're going to talk some Buckeye football here in the first couple segments like we normally do, normal thing. Get into the swing of things. Want to talk some hoops and what's been going on with this roller coaster of an offseason for Jake Diebler so far. Yep. I'll tell you about the trip at the end of the 6 o'clock hour and some cool things that I learned out there that I can relate back to what we do here on this show. And in the 7 o'clock hour, some fun coming up. This is a little project we're going to do throughout the spring and the summer, okay? We're going to be on a mission to determine the best college football press conference ever. So there's going to be some clips we'll do more of the full length of it and break it down. Some things that you've obviously heard us joke around with on the show before. Mm-hmm. It wasn't so long ago where for my 40th birthday, I did a full reenactment of Mike Gundy's "I'm a man, I'm 40" speech.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's going to, pop back up sooner or later. We'll have Dom Tabarian here at 7:33 and the College Football Pulse at the top of the 7 o'clock hour. So a good show lined up for you. So we've been talking a lot about, the big parts of this football team. And as we go into the offseason, we get a chance to take a closer look at things. And DeVier, we keep coming back to Chip Kelly being hired up and how a lot of times you want to look at the passing attack and how can we increase the passing touchdowns after what Kyle McCord's numbers were. But we're looking at Chip Kelly, and we're going to want him to increase what's going on in this run game.
Absolutely.
That's what we got to have, and we got the two guys to do it.
Yeah.
Quinshon Judkins and TreVeyon Henderson, these are serious dudes, and if TreVeyon can stay healthy, what a two-headed monster this looks to be.
Well, they want us to believe the hype, Tim, that football is just a passing game. You look at the draft, historic amount of offensive players, all the guys that were drafted.
Like the QBs that were taken in the top 12.
Pass throwers, pass catchers, pass defenders. I'm sorry.
No running backs, yeah.
Protectors of the passers, right tackles.
Yeah.
Pass rushers, and then guys who defend the pass, DBs.
Did we have corners taken in that top 12?
Yep. And so here's the thing. You want to believe that the game of football is all about passing, but we all know that it starts and ends with the run. You can control the line of scrimmage. Rushing game ends the game if you have a nice lead. Rushing game settles the time of possession. And what Chip Kelly does, Tim, is just lead with his rushing attack. Always, always, always. So just having him in this position with the tools and pieces that he has, and I was talking to Matty Ice about this, is like Chip has never really had this amount of, what would I say, quality or, at his disposal in terms of players.
Yeah, and you pointed out several weeks ago those two running backs he had at Oregon.
Yep, LaMichael James and Kenyon Barner.
Yeah, and those are fantastic backs.
Yep.
And look what they were able to do. And now, like you're saying, you get a guy in Quinshon Judkins who is a true freshman, was a 1,500-yard guy.
Yep.
That's how good he was right out of the gates. That's also how good TreVeyon Henderson was right out of the gates as a true freshman. He just needs to find the ability to stay on the field.
Yes.
And then he'll be golden in my mind.
I'm trying to search for his stats at Oregon, but for some reason they only want to bring up his record. But if you look at what he did when he took his team to the Rose Bowl, then the next season took his team to the national championship, they were one of the best rushing teams in America. Not one of the best passing teams. Now, I know at Ohio State we're used to a quarterback like C.J. Stroud, Justin Fields, Dwayne Haskins, J.T. Barrett, who can just light it up in the passing game. But to be able to kind of switch to what our strengths are this year, I thought Ryan Day had the foresight to get Chip Kelly in here, had the foresight to kind of step back and say, hey, we don't have that guy at the single caller. Let's play to our strengths.
Yeah,
Let's get
absolutely.
a guy like Quinshon Judkins. Let's let TreVeyon Henderson go off and I think that's what the plan is secretly.
By the way, give me a year that you were looking for Chip Kelly at Oregon, because I got it pulled up here. What year were you on?
Let's go 2009 to 2011 or 12.
So 2009, they threw it for 2,344 yards. Masoli, right, had a little over 2,100 yards, 15 touchdown passes, 6 picks. Good numbers, right? And LaMichael James, 1,500 yards on the ground, 14 rushing touchdowns. And Masoli had 13 rushing touchdowns, which, again, you see what is going to be used here with the quarterback run. Absolutely. And that's why Will Howard becomes so relevant in addition to Quinshon Judkins and TreVeyon Henderson. And 366 yards for Barner, but 3,000 yards on the ground. 3,000 yards on the ground. That's what you're talking about,
more
right
rushing
there.
yards than passing yards, correct?
Way more rushing yards than passing yards. And and now 2010, you say?
Yeah.
2010, Darren Thomas was their quarterback.
This is the national championship year they went to.
Yep. He was nifty. He was a nifty player. 2,881 yards, 30 touchdown passes, 9 picks. LaMike, I love how it got shortened to LaMike James somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Not LaMichael, LaMike. That's cool. 1,731 yards on the ground, 21 rushing touchdowns.
That's absolutely crazy.
Kenyon Barner, 551, 6 touchdowns. The quarterback, Thomas, 486 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3,721 yards on the ground that year, and over 3,100 yards passing. Wow.
And I think, Tim, those type of numbers are what we're in for. And we, if you want to let the listeners know how, not how bad, but just how much improvement we have to do from last year.
We will. But by the way, I just want to say it because I believe there's going to be even more than a conscious effort to be great on the ground.
Yes.
I think Quinshon, Judkins, and TreVeyon Henderson are both so good that this is a great chance, and I think you're going to see it, a double 1,000.
I would love to see it.
And I'm saying it. It's May 8th at 6:13.
Let's write it down.
1,000 yards each for Quinshon and TreVeyon Henderson. I believe it. There's extra games. I feel they're going to need to have a good balance of these two players all year long.
I like that prediction.
And that if these offensive linemen are not improved,
how many
then something's wrong.
10 each?
I think they can, 1,010, a bar.